They were full of energy. They was always holding each other's hands.
Four innocent lives were lost in a house fire. A mother's lies, a fabricated babysitter, and a chilling disregard for her children's safety. This is a story of betrayal, heartbreak, and unanswered questions. CCTV footage of a mother shopping at Sainsbury's while her 4 young sons were left alone at home where they perished in a house fire has been released. Deveka Rose, 30, has been jailed for the manslaughter of her 2 sets of twins, Bryson and Kyson Hoth, aged 4, and Leighton and Logan Hoth, aged 3, following the tragic events of December 16, 2021. The fire engulfed their family home on Collingwood Road, Sutton, around 7 p.m. that evening. While the boys were left unsupervised, a fire broke out, likely ignited by a candle, tea light, or burning cigarette in the living room. The messy and unsanitary state of the house allowed the fire to spread rapidly. A passerby noticed the flames and alerted a neighbor, who kicked in the front door in a desperate attempt to save the children. Tragically, the blaze was already too intense. The boys, locked inside the house and unable to escape, had fled to an upstairs bedroom for safety. Firefighters managed to rescue them unconscious from the property, but despite medics' best efforts, all 4 succumbed to smoke inhalation. A post-mortem later confirmed their cause of death. Instead of taking responsibility for her actions, Rose fabricated a story about a babysitter named Jade being present at the house. She claimed Jade was looking after the children while she went shopping, prompting firefighters to search the burning home for the supposed babysitter. However, no evidence of Jade's existence could be found. Instead of taking responsibility for her actions, Rose fabricated a story about a babysitter named Jade being present at the house. She claimed Jade was looking after the children while she went shopping, prompting firefighters to search the burning home for the supposed babysitter. However, no evidence of Jade's existence could be found. The investigation revealed inconsistencies in Rose's account. She claimed to have met Jade a few days earlier on a minor road with no CCTV coverage. However, call data from Rose's phone showed no evidence of communication with anyone matching Jade's description. Furthermore, attempts to call Jade during the fire connected to a number strikingly similar to Rose's own phone number, further discrediting her claims. The boys' paternal grandmother, Carrie, shared her grief. Bryson, Kyson, Leighton, Logan were cruelly taken from us in a senseless act of negligence by their mother. The disregard she showed towards them has been echoed throughout this trial. Our family has had to endure 3 years of lies, delays, and false narratives. A nightmare we couldn't escape. She described the boys as beautiful, loving children who didn't deserve this, adding that the impact they had in their short lives was immeasurable. The boys' father, Dalton Hoth, described December 16, 2021 as the worst day of my life. In a heartfelt statement, he recounted the anguish of arriving at the scene and later the hospital, only to learn his sons had passed away. To be called to a house fire, being told your sons are in there, and then having to see their tiny bodies at the hospital, it's a pain I cannot put into words. He continued, I have struggled every minute since losing my boys. There have been times I have gone to very dark places, but my family has supported me and brought me this far. I have 2 awesome boys and a beautiful little girl with my partner now, and I live for them. Still, the hole left in my heart will never be filled. The children's grandfather, Jason Hoth, echoed this heartbreak. That traumatic night will stay with me for the rest of my life. To see that house in flames, knowing 4 little ones were inside waiting to be rescued, was indescribable. I was at the hospital willing Kyson and Bryson to survive, only to be devastated again as they slipped away after fighting so bravely. Grandmother Sally Johnson added, "The thought of them crying and screaming out for help will haunt me forever. How frightened they must have been. My only comfort is that they are together forever now, never needing to feel alone again. I will never forgive, not on behalf of my little ones." During the sentencing at the Old Bailey, Rose sobbed in the dock, burying her hooded head in her arms as the children's family described their heartbreak. The boys' stepmother, Carrie Hoth, described the years leading up to the trial as a nightmare, plagued by false claims and speculation about the fire's cause, such as faulty Christmas lights. She expressed relief that the jury delivered a true verdict, seeing through the web of lies. "Justice has been served," she said. Bryson, Kyson, Logan, and Leighton were left alone by their mother. She has been found responsible for their deaths. The investigation into the tragedy painted a damning picture of Rose's negligence. Detective Chief Inspector Samantha Townsend emphasized the preventable nature of the tragedy. Had Rose not left the children to go shopping, she may have been able to extinguish the fire, or at least get the children to safety. Instead, her actions showed a clear disregard for their safety. She continued, "The sadness at the needless loss of 4 young lives is beyond comprehension. I cannot imagine the devastation felt by the children's family and loved ones, and our thoughts are with them." The prosecution outlined how the chaotic state of the home exacerbated the fire's rapid spread. The living room was described as messy and unsanitary, filled with items that served as fuel for the flames. Rose's lies added insult to injury for the grieving family. Her fabricated story about Jade not only delayed the investigation, but also prolonged the family's suffering. The paternal family expressed their anger at Rose's attempts to deflect blame. She placed her own self-interest above the safety of her children, said DCI Townsend. The court heard how Rose had shown little remorse throughout the trial, focusing instead on justifying her actions. In doing so, she alienated herself further from the family who once trusted her with the care of their boys. For the boys' family, the pain of their loss is a wound that will never fully heal. Carrie Hoth described the children as bright lights who brought joy to everyone they met. "Laughter, smiles, and love will stay with us forever," she said. While the family strives to move forward, they remain haunted by the memories of that night. "Every parent should treasure every moment with their children," said Dalton Hoth. "Tragedies like this show how fragile life can be." My grandmother Sally Johnson summed up the family's grief with the boys' favorite word, "Why?" The tragic deaths of Bryson, Kyson, Leighton, and Logan have left an indelible mark on their family and community. As they seek solace and try to rebuild their lives, the memory of the boys remains their guiding light. The family hopes their story will serve as a reminder of the importance of safeguarding children and prioritizing their well-being above all else. While justice has been served with Rose's sentencing, the void left by her actions will never be filled. "The hole in our hearts can never be repaired," said Jason Hoth. "But we carry their memory with us, and they will always be our angels." Tragedies like this remind us of the fragility of life and the importance of staying informed about the stories that shape our world. Subscribe now to uncover the truth behind events like this. Hear compelling stories that demand attention, and stay connected to the conversations that matter. Don't miss a single moment. Join our community today and make a difference by staying engaged.